I love the idea of having something to look forward to in your day, and whether it's trying a new recipe or going on a walk with friends or having a themed movie night at home, I think there's lots of little ways that we can kind of punctuate the day with fun stuff that is simple, but it all kind of adds up and adds a lot of quality to everyday life. So in this video, I'm going to show you everything that I eat in a day as a vegan, and also some of the fun ways that I add a little bit of whimsy and fun into everyday life. I hope it gives you lots of good ideas. Thank you to Ritual for teaming up with me, and let's get started with my coastal grandmother themed day. You'll see what I mean. As some of you will know, I'm a huge homebody. I love all things cozy. I love a home cooked meal. I love a movie night with a fuzzy blanket and like candles flickering in the background, cleaning with the windows open and a good podcast on or playlist on. I love a bubble bath, all of that. That is forever my happy place. And so tonight I'm going to be doing something really fun, very cozy, and it's going to be a coastal grandmother themed evening. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. It's like this internet trend, this corner of the internet that I found where it's just a bunch of people like me, probably like you, who love a good Nancy Meyers movie, who really appreciate a nice cup of tea or a glass of wine and a beautiful meal, a trip to the farmer's market. We've all found each other on the internet, and it's a beautiful place. So I'm gonna have a very Nancy Meyer movie evening, and it's gonna be really fun. I think you have to try to inject your days with a little bit of pleasure here and there, whether it's just a really nice meal or a themed night like I'm gonna have tonight. Every once in a while, it's just a fun way to kind of break up the work week and do something that feels a little bit special, that kind of gives you something to look forward to. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. I do have to work today, so I'm gonna be doing some computer work. I've also got blog posts and some video editing to do, so that's gonna happen. And my friend Malin wrote a really beautiful vegan cookbook, so we're gonna make one of her recipes today. Her food photography is top notch. I'm really excited to do that later, and it's just gonna be a really fun day, but specifically evening. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's take it back to breakfast, because I started the day with what I think is one of my most underrated recipes. I think this is underrated, but my 3-minute blueberry milkshake smoothie is seriously one of my favorite recipes. I know it has very similar ingredients to a lot of other smoothie recipes, so it's like, how special could it be? But there's something about this ratio that is seriously so good. I start with pumpkin seeds, which is a really great way to add protein, fiber, and really good minerals like zinc, which is great for your skin. I love that they blend smooth and you don't even taste them. Then add spinach. I do frozen a lot of the times because it's easier to keep fresh than fresh spinach, but this is going to add lots of vitamin A, more fiber, and some calcium. When I freeze bananas, I like to freeze them in 4 pieces, and that way I know that 4 pieces equals 1 full banana. Just easier to keep track that way. I was really surprised to learn how much fiber and vitamin C bananas have, but that's really good to know. I add some blueberries, obviously lots of antioxidants there, and soy milk adds protein and also makes the smoothie so rich and creamy. The more I learn about plant-based nutrition, the more fun it is to cook, because ingredients are more than just flavors and textures. It's also like a nutrient puzzle that you can put together, and I love trying to build meals that not only taste good, but also have a good mix of fiber-rich carbs, fat, protein, and of course lots of flavor. And this combination just makes me feel so good and so satisfied, and this smoothie is exactly that. Plus it takes like minutes to make. Make sure to blend it for longer than you think you need to. I do about 40 seconds, and this helps to emulsify and whip the smoothie. Every day after breakfast, I take a vegan multivitamin, and I've been taking this one from Ritual for about 2.5 years. I have a pretty healthy diet, as you guys see in my videos, but I like to kind of fill in the gaps and make sure I'm getting important things like D3, omega-3s, all that good stuff. And there's only 9 essential nutrients in the vitamins, which I really like, and it's an obsessively researched multivitamin. There's full transparency. You can see everything on the website, everything from the way that the nutrients are sourced to the environmental impact that the shipping materials have. It's all there for you to read, and that makes me feel really good. They also have a really wide range, so I take the women's essential multi, but there's a men's vitamin, a 50 plus, a prenatal, a postnatal, a kids vitamin, a teen vitamin, and they recently launched their essential protein range, which is what I use to make my tropical protein oats recipe, which I'll link down below. Everything is vegan, non-GMO, gluten-free, allergen-friendly, and there's no sugar added. It's definitely become part of my daily routine. It's like clockwork. Every day after breakfast, it's what I'm taking, because good health doesn't really happen overnight. It's the kind of thing, it's the little things that you do all the time, that really keep you feeling good. So if you want to get 20% off your first month of Ritual, you can click the link in the description box below. Use my code at checkout so you get that 20% off your first month of vitamins, and I really hope you guys enjoy it. Now I'm going to get some work done at the computer, and then we're going to do something fun for lunch. My friend Malin from Good Eatings wrote this beautiful ebook, and and her food photography is next level, but so are her recipes. They are so delicious, very plant focused, and I was really excited to start making some of her recipes. So on this day, I went for one that was very simple, but she has some recipes that are much more like hearty bowls and soups and noodle dishes. But on this day, I went ahead and I made her kimchi avocado toast. Shout out to Emily Mariko for teaching me that mashing avocado is way easier on a flat surface like a plate or cutting board. I was always doing it in a bowl before, and it's actually so much easier on a flat surface. According to Mullen's recipe, you're going to mash an avocado, add some chili flakes, salt, and nutritional yeast, and finish it with some lemon. I really loved how the nutritional yeast made the avocado creamy. Like when I was mashing it all together, I realized that the texture was really rich and creamy, and it kind of got like whipped up a little bit, which was really delicious. I spread that on some sourdough bread. This was such fresh bread that I didn't even have to toast it. It was just like perfectly crisp around the edges and then like soft and spongy, you know, like in the middle part. It was so good. So I did a generous layer of the avocado mash on top and then some kimchi. This one is totally vegan and it had a nice level of spice, but it wasn't too spicy. Mullen's recipe called for microgreens on top, so I went for pea shoots on this day, and this was so good. I loved the way that the little bit of lemon really brought out the acidity of the kimchi, and it had a really nice texture because the base was super creamy. The bread, like I said, was fluffy, and then we've got that crunch from the kimchi. Okay, so coastal grandmother is a term that I feel like I smile whenever I talk about it because I just love that this exists. Lex Nicoleta started this amazing coastal grandmother trend. She has a great TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, love following her, and she coined the phrase to describe it's kind of every main character in a Nancy Meyers movie. So think Diane Keaton, think Meryl Streep in It's Complicated, which is one of my favorite movies, but it doesn't have anything to do with age or even really being a grandmother. It's more of the lifestyle and the approach to, you know, creating a home and the love of good food and just everything cozy. So like Reese Witherspoon in Home Again, also very coastal grandmother. It's just feel-good content. She seems to be having a really good time when she creates it, and I feel like it sparks a lot of joy in me. So it inspired this evening that we're gonna have tonight. While there's still a little bit of sunlight, I'm gonna go for a walk. I'm gonna run some errands along the way. I've got some vegan rosé chilling in the fridge, and I can't wait to just get all comfy on the couch with dinner and a movie. She recommended quite a few movies, and I've seen most of them, but I actually haven't seen Letters to Juliet, and she said it was very coastal grandmother vibes, but in Italy, which I think sounds really nice. So that is what we're gonna watch tonight, and I'm gonna take you along for my coastal grandmother evening. So let's get started. Before I left, I had a quick snack. I had this tiny, cute little pear and a handful of walnuts and chopped figs. I keep this container in the fridge to sprinkle on salads, but it's also great for a quick snack if you just want a handful. Then I went down to the farmer's market and I went to one of my favorite shops in LA, which is Marcel's Gourmet Market, the most coastal grandmother shop I could think of in West Hollywood. And I come here all the time just to wander and look at everything. It's a family-owned, French-inspired restaurant and deli and specialty food shop, and they have curated gifts and every kind of mustard, jam, jelly, condiment, chocolates, pasta, dried goods, imported goods. Like, you could spend forever just looking at everything on the shelves. I love it. I think it's foodie heaven. And even though it's not the most vegan friendly place, they do actually have a lot of vegan options. So it's really fun to wander through there. I picked up some flowers and some takeout food for my movie night. I went to a place called BAO Dim Sum House in West Hollywood. This is on Beverly Boulevard, and they have some vegan options, which was news to me, so I was really excited to learn that. Picked up some food and then went home to prepare for my coastal grandmother evening. Step one was to put on some good music and arrange these flowers, which instantly made my home feel very springy. Next, I warmed up the dim sum and put it on some plates. I lit candles and I even garnished some of them just because I wanted it to be pretty. I wanted it to feel extra special and fancy, even though it was not homemade. I was listening to the Coastal Grandmother playlist on Spotify, and it's basically every single song from all of the Nancy Meyers movie soundtracks put together in one. So as soon as you put it on, it's just fun. It's feel-good music. It's lots of stuff from The Parent Trap and Because I Said So and that kind of thing. So instantly good vibes. All of the dumplings and spring rolls that I got were veggie, and Pretty much all the same. I would say this one is the most different of the bunch. It had some greens and some mushrooms, and this bao was really good. It was really soft and fluffy, and it had a mix of cabbage and carrots inside, and that's pretty much what was inside most of the other dumplings. I think some had a mix of cabbage, mushrooms, and carrots, but it was pretty much the same veggie mix, so it was very good. It was very fun to try all the different dumplings, and they were beautifully made, but I did feel like it was a lot of the same. Like, I wish there was a little bit more variety in the fillings, but irregardless, it was really fun to set this out on the table, kind of Lorelai Gilmore style, and have a snacky dinner where you're kind of picking on things as you're watching the movie. I poured some vegan rosé. I love this one from Kind of Wild. Put my hair up because that's how you know it's time to eat. Business when the hair goes up. And then I had this with a little bit of chili sauce on the side. I taste tested this in my recent Thrive Market video, and it was very good with the bao specifically. This felt like such a treat. It was so cozy to watch the movie and have an easy dinner, some good wine, and just a cozy night at home. I really enjoyed it, and I was looking forward to it all day, like I said at the top of this video. Whatever it is that you can do to punctuate everyday life with little things that feel special to you, I really think that goes a long way. So I hope this video inspired you to do more of that. Hope it gave you some good meal ideas. Lots more info in the description box below. That's also where you'll find a link to try Ritual. You'll get 20% off with that link and code. So definitely check that out, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye everyone.